In the frame, you can see these are the cans from the IF, the 3 IFs. Now, this one back here, you see that white powdery substance on there? Now, that's a combination of rust and mildew. And I'm about to remove it. Now, this is a typical Joe Padner moment. I work with this guy called Joe Padner in RCA, and he would wait until I analyzed this situation, and then he would do a gaslighting type thing, or backpedaling, and you didn't know it was pot metal. These seem too heavy to be aluminum. A magnet does not stick to them. So this radio was built in 1949. Now, when I was a kid, the older children had pot metal toys. My father called it white metal. And it had lead in it, it had copper in it, it had a bunch of leftover metals. And they made everything from trains, model trains out of it, dump trucks, your toy dump trucks for outside. And you would put it away, the toy, and you would notice this white powdery stuff would form on it. And I would say something to my father, and he says, that's pot metal. He wouldn't say that's oxidation, or that's the type of rust that has, but it's white metal. So I went reading, and I kept thinking, I'm going to bump into someone that's going to say, those IF cans seem kind of heavy. Are they aluminum, or are they something else? But I didn't. I went looking from pot metal standpoint or white metal, and you have the different people. Use vinegar to clean it. And then someone says vinegar will only make it go bad again. So I haven't done anything yet. I haven't used the magic eraser from the last video. I bought 3 of these and only got 2. The eBay has really been screwing me lately. Now, my first attempt at a test would be to use Windex. Now, I would shut Padner up by saying to Padner, do you know what's in Windex? And Padner wouldn't know because he couldn't wait to the end of the video or the end of what you're showing people to learn what's in Windex in order to, I knew that. How come you didn't know that? I thought you knew everything. He was the most insulting. He had a fat head. He had bug eyes. He always had alcohol on his breath. I just wanted to mock him. I know he's dead, but he deserves it. Now, what's in Windex? Okay, first of all, there's water in Windex. Obviously, it's not a magic liquid, but to some people it is. Now, there's water. There's surfactant. Sounds like he's royal, right? Surfactant, that's a type of soap. It's cheap soap. So you got water, surfactant, and then there's a touch of ammonia in Windex. Now, the detergent, which is surfactant, the soap, that breaks the surface tension. The ammonia that's in here also helps with grease. And don't forget the blue dye. So it's water, surfactant, ammonia, and blue dye. That's what's in this. Now, this is the first attempt. Now, I'm going to spray a little bit on a paper towel. Now, a paper towel, believe it or not, is abrasive. So in other words, you could buff one of these cans up. Come on, pump, work for me today. Don't do this to me. The pump for the Windex doesn't want to work. Okay, I'm going to have to take the top off. Oh wait, first I loosen it up, let it have some extra air. Is it working? Not working? Working? Not working? You know, you're supposed to plan all your videos. Wait. It seems to be going up the tube. No. All right, I'm going to cheat a little. I'm going to take the top off the Windex bottle and put it on the paper towel. Now, this should break any kind of mildew or grease, or also it's very good. Windex is very good if you got any problem with nicotine. Okay, let's take one that's almost as bad as this one. All right, we got it here. Let's see, get it in the frame. A little higher. Now let's rub it down. Now, a paper towel, dry one, is abrasive. So in other words, you can get a little bit of buffing action on the metal. See, I don't want to get too crazy with these cans, because if I don't get them even looking, it'll bother me. I'm being honest here. All right, let's do that one. That one looks, still looks like, let's see if the camera will show it. It still looks like it's got some type of something on it. All right, let's try the white powdery stuff. Let's see if it removes that. Oh, you can definitely feel that. All right. It did a little bit, not the greatest. Okay, so what's the next step? All right, I went reading, and they tell you to use lemon juice or vinegar, and then there's one person that said use Scotch-Brite. Now, this is real Scotch-Brite. It actually says Scotch-Brite on it. I know there's very, people will sometimes use a piece of Scotch-Brite that's a generic. And this has, when you hold this and rub your fingers on it, it's basically sandpaper on some type of plastic mesh. And I never knew about Scotch-Brite. I was walking in the park, and the dumbest man probably in the world was walking with me. And I told him I had hard water stains on the bathtub where my father had put in those doors on the bathtub. And we removed the doors, but he never was able to get the hard water stain off the tub. So there was like a line of minerals stuck to the top of the tub. So this guy says, use Scotch-Brite. And I'm like, what? Scotch-Brite. And he kept saying that. I said, what? Stop saying Scotch-Brite. What is it? It's Scotch-Brite. And I'm like, oh man. You know, it's a pad with particles in it that makes it like sandpaper. Guy could not describe it. He just kept saying Scotch-Brite. Now, if you never saw Scotch-Brite before, you would think it could come out of a spray bottle. And the guy couldn't explain it, because I said he was probably the dumbest man in the world. I could tell you his name. But anyway, let's try some rubbing with that. And people say this works on pot metal. I want to see how much work I have to do. You can hear it, right? All right, I'll tell you, based on what we've done so far, so. And someone said, go right for a Scotch-Brite buffing pad that goes on a drill press. And I might try Harbor Freight to see if they had that. And this side's got like a brown stain. See, that's nicotine. That's nicotine. Yeah, my nails are still too long yet. And I haven't cut them yet. See, they say nicotine actually protects stuff. And you have to say yes. See how shiny that is? All right, so I can spend an hour. Maybe we do it the hard way. Or I'm going to go up to Harbor Freight. But I just wanted to show you the fact that the older radios don't have aluminum IF cans, the cans themselves. It's pot metal. Remember, magnet does not stick to it. And you may not be familiar with white metal or pot metal. And in my mind right now, I'm thinking, I only got 3 of those pencils, of those eraser pencils, instead of 2 instead of 3. That's in my mind. I'm like, I'm having such bad luck with eBay. I bought some just fishing line to fix my gutter sense, and it hasn't shown up, and it looks like he's using a shipping partner. I go look at his review. He's got 260 negatives in 6 months. So he's another person that eBay should have kicked out by now, and they didn't. And when you go to buy anything, it refers you to eBay now. I will say DigiKey. I'm going to pick on DigiKey because it's the truth. If you order something from DigiKey, it's like they have a picker that comes in once a week. So you order something on Monday morning, and you won't get it by Saturday. You won't. It'll spend more time. They're picking the order. Maybe the person comes in on Thursday and Friday. By the time they get around to shipping it, and they show that it's been shipped with a thing, but the label's been made, but the product hasn't actually been shipped. And I avoid DigiKey as much as I can, with a passion. There's the word I wanted. And they hide in eBay. So you order something, and the only way you can figure it out it's them is when you see the area it's shipping from. I think it's Thief, Michigan, or well, anyway. So I managed to buy something else from DigiKey. It's coming Monday morning, and it's something I really would like to have now, so I could do the video, so I can move on with my life. But there's several people selling. Amazon was selling it's $12 with shipping. It's a $7 Bristol wrench, and then there's the shipping's more than the Bristol wrench. And then you go to other places, they want $30 for the Bristol wrench, and that's without the handle. That's just the insert. It's amazing. You sit there and you're just like, why is this so difficult? Everything has gotten difficult because these companies are trying to stay in business. So they do all these little things on small orders, and to stay in business. And I get burned. You know, I'm Monday morning. I got to get my order in. I want to have it by the weekend, and then you buy 3 expensive vintage eraser pencils, and 3 for $20. I think on the last video I said 3 for 30, but it's 3 for 20, and you only get 2. I've had other products where I ordered 2 rolls of tape, and the guy just sent me tape, and then he argues with me, and I said, go look at the shipping. I said, I could tell you the shipping amount. That's 1 roll of tape, and he got really mad at me. And then after I got the roll, I went in and gave him a bad review. Anyway, and then he got mad, and I'm like, you deserved it. I don't know how you're shipping, who you're paying, but they sent me just 1 roll of tape instead of 2 rolls of tape. And I keep having these little problems, and life should not be this difficult. And each project becomes monumental because you constantly run into all these little problems, like, you know, all you have to do is use some vinegar on it, right? No, this is 70-year-old pot metal, and it's going to need a little more help than vinegar. And I know this and you don't want to use vinegar or lemon juice on there because unless you got it then after you clean with that, if it should work, you have to neutralize it, or it'll be like using that spray that I don't mention the name of, that really messed this radio up, which made things a lot harder for me. See, I'm fighting a lot of things here. I'm fighting the fact that I'm not real happy with this radio, the condition, the way the pictures were taken. I give the guy kudos. When I'm looking at pictures on eBay, I know they're shot from the right angle. One time I bought a radio from a guy. He engraved his name and social security number all over the radio, on the body, on it. Well, anyway, I didn't notice it in any of the pictures, but everybody else did. I'm like, why didn't anybody notice it? So after I bought the radio, I got a really good price. And he contacts me, goes, I didn't get the money I should have got. Could you send me more money? And you know, I almost did. And I said, well, let me wait till I get the radio. I get the radio. Most of the parts, the chassis I can't use because I was selling parts of radios. And I can't use it because his name and social security number is all over everything. But luckily, the inside of the radio, I was going to break even with the parts. And then he had some features in the radio that he had added or didn't know they were in there. And I was able to go into the profit zone. But the stuff that he engraved his name, and it wasn't in good handwriting, it was sloppy handwriting. But he kept asking me for more money, even after the sale was over. And I sit there some days and I go, why me? And I know some of you other guys have these problems, and it's not just me, but it seems like it. But I did go looking for what this metal was, and and if you look down in the bottom, it really, I don't think you see way down in there, it's really shiny way down in there. And that's the part that's sat on the Bakelite pad at the top of the IF can. And I guess that kept it from oxidizing all these years. You gotta remember, this radio is older than I am, and it shows it. And that's where I'm at now. I think that's it. All right, that's it.